In yesterday's video, I asked you guys to give me your questions about Diablo Immortal, and in just the first few hours, I received 75 questions, and we're gonna do our best to answer as many as we can today. So let's start out super casual, because the first question I asked was about my air conditioning and about did you guys hear it in the video, and we had Clueso say no, they didn't even hear it, but they don't mind some background noise. So hopefully you don't hear it now, you didn't hear it then, and all the videos are nice and soothing, enjoyable, and ready for your pleasure. In the video yesterday, I asked you guys who knew me well, who understood what I loved and was looking forward to in Diablo Immortal, and many of you came through with the proper answer. Chocolat was one of them, saying that it was the powerless PvP, talking about Battle Royale, talking about Team Deathmatch, and he also complimented the editor. So, good job, man. You're doing good work. And in addition to that powerless PvP and my whole idea of PvP inside of Diablo Immortal, Marco said when I started talking about it, he didn't love the idea, but the more that I talk about it, the more he seems to think it's going to be a feature that works inside of the game. Looks like he's looking forward to it as well. Smart man. The next question is from Jared, and Jared asks how many different builds with each class. He's talking about character builds, so like a glass cannon demon hunter and a support DPS or something like that, or a tanky warrior damage per second versus DPS warrior. He's talking about the barbarian. So he's talking about me making videos on classes and class breakdowns and builds and things like that, and I totally will do that. Thing is, you need the game in hand to do that. You really need to be able to play the game, build the game, and display what's being shown. So it's kind of hard to do that without the game in hand. I have done a few videos on that before for each of the classes, some of the better builds out there in the closed and the technical alpha. You can check those ones out if you want to, but until the game comes out, that's when we'll dive deep into those. And I pretty much knew that someone would bring up the lawsuit that Blizzard's currently dealing with. All of that, well, they have a mess to deal with, let's be honest. I don't get into politics of stuff. What I really do is I support a game that I'm into and the developers and people that are working behind that game, who in my opinion are great people, which is part of the reason why I support this game so much. But he's saying, do you think that this lawsuit is gonna slow the release of Diablo Immortal? Is it gonna hinder it any more than it's already been hindered from COVID and just from the extended development time? And honestly, I don't think so. To my understanding, all of the stuff that Blizzard's dealing with had nothing to do with any of the Diablo teams specifically, although they're all under the umbrella of Activision Blizzard. It wasn't specifically the people working on Diablo Immortal. So to be honest with you, I don't see Diablo Immortal being slowed down any more than it already has because of the lawsuit. Now, Cameron says he's not looking forward to Diablo Immortal anymore, that he's into Diablo 2 Resurrected. And mostly from what I'm reading here, it seems that Cameron is impatient. Like many people are, I completely get it. And, well, I understand. But they're two separate things completely. We're talking about a mobile experience that you could take on the go and play anywhere and in your pocket, versus Diablo 2 Resurrected, which is not. I mean, yes, you'll probably be able to play it on Switch at some point in time, but it is not the same as having your mobile phone in your pocket all of the time. In my opinion, these two games don't compete with each other, they complement one another. And people that are playing Diablo 2 Resurrected, maybe for the first time and they've never played a Diablo game, are gonna fall in love with Diablo and then say, oh my God, there's one you could play for free on mobile devices too? Let's play that one as well. So Cameron, I completely get you being frustrated with the wait. Many people are. Only streamers, content creators, that's actually not true. A lot of other people from the community who are just regular people did get their hands on Diablo Immortal as well. Quite a few actually. So as it opens up even more will get it in hand. When it becomes available, you know you're gonna try it. I know you're gonna love it. We all know you're gonna play it. So we got Juju Flop coming through with the, I love some of these names, coming through with the question, thinking of long-term expansion, what other spells are they adding to the classes? And will they get to the point where the Barbarian's only attack is the Whirlwind, the Demon Hunter's attack is the evasive Fire Spin? And I know that they're always going to be adding more to the game. That's going to be new classes, new zones, new enemies, new events, and new skills as well. And Blizzard wants these games to be balanced, right? You don't want Barbarians to only Whirlwind around, and you don't want the Demon Hunters to only do the evasive spin. If they do, it kind of kills it for the class and it kind of kills it for the game. You want to have people using a variety of different skills, which is all in balancing. which is actually something very difficult to do in video games, in gaming whatsoever. Balancing out all of the classes versus all of the enemies, then adding in PvP and balancing that can get very difficult. It's a task that any game developer has to be able to tackle effectively to have a solid game. I think Blizzard's going to be on point with it. If you guys remember my video from just a few days ago, we did talk about ranged classes versus tank classes in PvP and how I felt maybe we needed a few more skills for those ranged classes that could slow down those tanks. So I think things are going to come. And before we get to the next question, guys, I want to give a big shout out to my channel members, Aliens Among You, Soul Collector, Robert Olson, Mr. Curity, we have Gambit, Andre Corian, sorry if I said that right, Kevin Fisher, and Flashback 696. All of these people have been monetarily supporting my channel from the membership feature here on YouTube. I want to say thank you guys so much. Some of you supporting for as long as 7 months. From the silver to the gold to the platinum and palladium tiers. I appreciate it. And if anyone else wants to support, there's the link down below if you want to do that. And there's probably some support button somewhere. But now let's get into the next question, or I should say questions, from Caffeine Machine, another long-term supporter on the channel. He's got a bunch. Some I can answer well, some not as so well. Do you have character loadouts so that you can have them pre-built and you can have a little menu so you can just click on what you want based on if you're going in PvP, if you're going into the campaign, if you're going into rifts? I heard in conversations that that was a great feature that they'd like to implement. As we've seen so far, it's not yet there. He talks about when will your team benefit from being in a party. I know that right now already, especially in like Elder Rifts and things like that, you do get the enhanced rewards if someone's using legendary crests and things like that from playing in a team. I feel like you want to have a little bit of benefit from teaming up together because it's going to entice the friendliness of playing the game together, playing with friends. But you don't want it to be too much, where playing by yourself is kind of irrelevant. Can I bring the details of the marketplace? Honestly, I have not messed around much with the marketplace. He's asking about charm stones, what were in demand. Honestly, I think charms are kind of broken inside of the game. I think it's really hard and luck-based to get the proper charm, and I didn't love the mechanic of it. So just because I didn't love it doesn't mean I think it's going to change, but I think it should change in a way to make it a little bit less luck-focused, a little bit more grind-focused. And what are the ways, all the ways you got platinum? Honestly, I never focused on platinum inside Diablo Immortal. I got it from dailies, from rewards. I don't remember if we got it from the season pass as well. I actually don't recall. But I never really used my platinum for anything. I didn't spend much time in the markets. It's a part of the game that I just kind of stayed away from as I was just grinding through all of the rest of it. So I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that one. But I mean, I kind of told you where I did get it from. But I don't know the best way to get it. And we have Steve Marquise with the question, do you think Blizzard is going to bring in new characters, such as the Druid, for example? Yes. I think they will. Actually, they said they would, and they said they would for free. So it's not going to be content expansions that you have to purchase. It's just going to be free updates where you're going to get yourself a new character to grind inside of the game. All of that stuff will be free inside of Diablo Immortal, as what Blizzard said at this point in time. Could anything change? Yes. Do I think it's going to? No. So we're going to launch with 6, and I would be happy, honestly, with 1 new class a year. I don't think you need more than that. I think 1 class a year is solid. Riggs knows what it's all about. I am a barbarian, even though we're playing as a demon hunter in this footage. You know the truth. We have Nope with the question, do I think that they'll put in a duel system, a 1v1 challenge system? And I have to say that has to kind of do with the PvP that we've been speaking about. Now, a duel system where you test out your gear against someone else, someone will call you out and say, I will spank you, and you say, no, you won't. Let's take it to a duel. That would actually be cool to be able to do with your gear that you farmed, with all of the stuff that you've put together, to actually be able to challenge people with your lineup, with your getup, with your setup, and everything that you've grinded. That's different than the PvP, the 5v5, or the Battle Royale, where it's powerless, where you go in and you kind of make your loadouts. I think that's a cool mechanic, because you always have people that are going to try and like 1v1 each other in any game. It would be cool if you could do that in Diablo Immortal, just through the friend system. I like the idea. Rock with the question, do I think that the end game in Diablo Immortal is going to be engaging? And the answer is yes. And look at this, we ran into 9-ball inside of the game. How nice is that? So I knew we were gonna get a Witch Doctor question. We got it coming in from Bubba, and I know of some streamers, some that we may have had on the Immortal podcast in the past, that are all about Olsen, who's a member of the channel. Thank you so much, man, for being a member. Now, to get to your first question, he says that cell phone games are